The run and gun genre was a very popular genre during the 8-bit and 16-bit era of gaming. With staple titles like Contra and Metal Slug, the tough-as-nails, fast-paced nature of these games kept players coming back for more. Having co-op as well, it was a great genre of games to ensure bringing friends along for the journey. Indie developer Joymasher clearly has a passion for the genre, and have brought their own Contra-clone to the current-gen platforms called Blazing Chrome. Is this a worthy addition to the run and gun genre, or is it already doomed for? Let's find out. Blazing Chrome's story is simple and to the point. The world is in shambles due to robots known as toasters that are overrunning it. A small resistance still remains that continues to fight for their survival, and it is up to them to take out the toaster's core. Players will control one of two characters initially, Mavra and Doyle, with two others unlockable upon beating the game, Raijin and Suhaila. I think I said it right, not positive. Anyway, if you've never played a Contra game or a run and gun shooter of yesteryear, and seriously, where have you been if you haven't yet, here's the rundown. You will go stage to stage blasting anything and everything in sight. You have infinite ammo on your weapons, and can acquire additional weapons from drops and levels. Should you die while having that weapon equipped, you'll lose it. The strategy of weapons definitely is essential, especially since it only takes a single hit to lose a life. You will be able to fire 8 ways on a 2D plane. Now, for those who have played Contra, sounds familiar so far, right? Well, it should, as the game is essentially a Contra-clone. However, the developers over at Joymasher clearly made this a love letter to the series and genre. The amount of care and balance put into the game while putting their own twists really make it noteworthy. First off, there are 3 difficulty settings: easy, normal, and hardcore. Hardcore is locked until beating the game on normal difficulty. Each difficulty provides different attributes, such as having more lives, the number of continues, support bots, save functionality, and leaderboard support. This is the biggest difference from the older Contra games, as it provides players a chance of actually beating the game. Now, that's not to say that Contra games were impossible, but there are still many who never had a chance of ever beating it, even with the Konami code intact. Luckily, this reviewer has completed them, and even completed the one on the PS2, Shattered Soldier, without dying once. Second off, when playing on the easy difficulty, you will get support bots. These bots vary in attack, defense, and speed. Attack gives you a bot that provides additional fire alongside you, defense gives you 2 shields to prevent you from dying instantly, and speed lets you run at double the speed and allows for a double jump mechanic. Third, I do like that when enemies get close, you can slash them with your blade by pressing the same button as your fire button, similar to Metal Slug. The next feature is the variety of mission structure. Throughout the game's 6 missions, even though the last mission is strictly the final boss, there's great pacing to each level. Whether you run and gun, ride on a hover bike, pilot robot vehicles mid-mission, or even do a sequence that's behind the character's back, with the screen doing effects akin to the SNES's Mode 7. Honestly, every mission is the right length, and designed very well with good enemy placement and fair balance. While the game is not particularly long, as it can be beaten in less than an hour, it's meant to be great for pick-up-and-play sessions, whether solo or co-op. Upon beating the game, you unlock 2 new characters as I mentioned earlier. Both characters play differently from Mavra and Doyle, whether they rely on their blade's projectile attacks or their mid-air dash ability. Additionally, you also unlock a boss rush mode and mirror mode when beating the game. They're nice additions that give incentive to return for subsequent playthroughs. And for those who love speedrunning, there's an option to enable speedrun mode right in the options. In terms of visuals, Blazing Chrome has a fantastic 16-bit pixel art. Honestly, I forgot I was even playing this on the Switch and thought I was playing on the SNES. That's how spot on the visual style is. Animations are all smooth between the characters and the enemies on screen. There are even filters for 2 different types of CRT styles, and a smoothing filter as well. However, there were a few instances, in particular Mission 4, where there was a lot of slowdown. It's not terrible, but it's very noticeable since the rest of the game does run smoothly. What is interesting to see is that the game was made with Yo-Yo Game Maker, which, fun fact, this reviewer actually used in his gaming class back in college. In terms of audio, the soundtrack does a great job of keeping you engaged. The chiptune score was done by Dominic Ninmark, who actually composed the soundtrack for the fan-made Mega Man X Corrupted game. So seeing him doing this is actually pretty awesome. sound effects all pack a punch, and there's even digitized voice samples to hit the nostalgic marks. Blazing Chrome is an absolute love letter to the Contra series. What's here is a great game that scratches the edge of a new 16-bit style Contra game, and anyone who enjoys the genre would be hard-pressed not to have a great time here. The excellent pixel art, strong soundtrack, and tight gameplay all culminate in a package worthy of your Switch, PS4, or X1 library. While the $16.99 price tag may be a bit steep for some, I still do highly recommend the game. That's why I'm giving Blazing Chrome an 8.5 out of 10.